There he is, among the bidders.
He's not even wearing a mask. He's like, here I am.
What's it gonna be, Cyrus? The Wiley's too hard to transport. The Warhols are a little tired.
At least we know he won't lift the NFT. Nothing to lift.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
For the greater good.
Did you wave at me, Andrew, when I said hello?
Yeah, I did.
Do you always do that?
No, this is the first time.
Okay. Because I'm usually when I'm doing this part, I'm not reading the script because I have that part memorized, obviously. But like I'm watching as I fader down the music, I want to kind of I keep an eye on it, and also get my eyes. You're like, oh,
Just thought I'd surprise you with something nice there.
Yeah, more reasons for you guys to check us out on YouTube. You can see
absolutely
that funny
the
thing.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. This is episode 464, and tonight we're talking about Lift, the Netflix original Lift. And when I picked it last week, it was number 1 on Netflix's top 10. I think right now it's ranked number 4 as of tonight when I hit record. So that's literally the only reason why I picked it, honestly.
Okay. Cool.
It's because it was high on the list and it looked fun. And I think, I just wanted something fun. I like a good heist movie. And so I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Wants an LED video wall on his truck, Jimison.
Yeah. But
doesn't?
Not on the underside, though.
Oh yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah. Because I can't roll over as easily as the plane can.
Yeah. And Sam,
what?
It's been a while since we've had such a tropey movie vector.
Oh, because there is not an original thought in Hollywood, apparently. But Sean, just so you know, if I was going to kill you in the vein of this movie, I would not ask again. I would just ask once, and then I'd shoot you in the head.
Okay, that's fine. I was going to say there's not many deaths in this movie, so it's either going to be shoot me in the face or throw me out of an airplane. Those are kind of the only options.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. So let's dive into this public company chair and dive into the movie Lift, 2024's Lift. And while Andrew is eating a snack there, I will. You good?
I'm always good. What are you talking about?
Okay, well, why don't you do the read, and then we'll talk about this movie.
And when am I not eating a snack?
I don't know.
That is true.
Oh, yeah. Lift follows a master thief and his Interpol Agent ex-girlfriend who team up to steal $500 million in gold bullion being transported on an A380 passenger flight. I don't know why that's important that it's an A380, but whatever.
I don't know either, but
it's not Alaska Airlines, and that's all that matters.
Yes, that's true. Even though they do land in the snow. By the way, if I sound different tonight, I'm trying a different microphone. Just trying something different.
Yeah, he is very trying.
I was going to tell everybody your balls dropped.
Well, that does. It's a daily thing for me. Actually, it's like every morning. Just yeah. So the director of this movie, F. Gary Gray.
I said that a few times during this movie.
F. Gary Gray. F that guy. It does make you wonder, like, if your first name is, an F, like, why not just keep it? Because you're going to get jokes like that, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we've seen some of his movies before. He is not a new director to us. He's directed a lot of things. So,
yeah, he has.
He's directed a few of the Fast and the Furious movies. He directed one of a movie I do like a lot, Law Abiding Citizen. I do like that movie a lot. He's directed a bunch of videos. He's but Sam, if this movie kind of makes you think of The Italian Job, well, that's because he also directed The Italian Job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot of.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and he also
sense.
directed what was for a long time our most downloaded episode ever, The Negotiator.
Yep.
Really?
He directed The Negotiator, which I also really like.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So
It's a good one.
Yeah, it is, and he's
he's doing laundry.
Yeah. Eating snacks, doing laundry. Andrew is a busy guy, right?
Yeah, I mean,
he's a busy guy. So apparently, also he also did Men in Black International. So
You can't win them all.
no, well, it's funny because he is kind of up and down. Oh, he also did Straight Outta Compton. I shouldn't skip over that. I didn't mean to. So
I've not seen that one.
I haven't either, and we hadn't for the podcast. I think because I was mostly just doing stuff for the podcast that he had done. But yeah, he's done a lot of stuff, and like his picture on IMDb makes him look like a young dude. I mean, this guy looks like he's in his 30s.
Well, I don't know. I hate to say, well,
no, you're not wrong. Whatever what you're thinking is accurate.
Yeah, there is a high level of immaturity in what I see in this movie.
Oh, that's not at all what I thought you were going to say.
Really?
No, that's fine. We're going to leave what I thought you were going to say alone and go with what you were going to say.
If Corny was here, he would say it.
He would say it, and he can probably get away with it.
Right.
Andrew and I are on the same page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam is lost, which is fine. We'll explain it off air.
It's fine.
But I mean, like I said, this guy looks like he's 30. Was he like 11 when he directed The Negotiator?
I think this is a really old picture.
It could be an old picture. It really could be. I have no idea how old this dude is. He was born in 1969.
Wow. No, he's not. He's not young.
He's not a young dude. He just his photo looks like he's about 30.
Wow.
So, okay. Yeah. So there's that. Let's do some 5-word reviews because I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this movie that I picked. That's and it's I should have also said it stars Kevin Hart and Sam Worthington is in it. He doesn't really star it, but he is in it. Vincent D'Onofrio is in it, which is kind of cool to see. Jean Reno, we saw him not that long ago in Leon the Professional. And
he's changed a little since then.
Yes, he has. But age will do that too. That's about it. Everybody else is kind of foreign of different nationalities. So,
who are you calling foreign?
I guess those are the people. I mean, really, like all of them, like almost the entire cast, except Kevin Hart and Vincent D'Onofrio. Well, I guess I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, Sam, what's your 5-word review for this?
Okay, I've got 2 of them here. The first one is, let me pop this up. Made for sorry. Start my cam. There we go. Made for TV movie was my first one.
Well, and streaming.
And yeah, I know, right? But basically, my initial review here, or the big one, is a lazy Ocean's 11.
Okay, all right.
Basically, I don't think this movie works. It's completely forgettable. It makes no sense in parts. And the physics makes no sense, and the actual heist makes no sense. I don't think Kevin Hart actually has the charisma to hold a movie together like this. I don't think the Kevin Hart that I was expecting, which is usually the angry little man character he plays in pretty much every other movie that we've seen, except for Jumanji 2, which I loved him in Jumanji 2. I thought he was great.
I haven't seen Jumanji 2. I've only seen
in that movie where he basically has to play an old man, right? So his avatar, he's the avatar of an old man. So it's hilarious. It's great.
Is he Danny Glover in that one? The old
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
he's playing Danny Glover in the Jumanji world, and it's wonderful. But this movie just was, I don't know, it's one of those, I feel dumber for watching it, but like they're trying to make us feel like this is a slick, really stylistic, Ocean's 11, like I said, Italian Job, all that sort of stuff, and I didn't buy it. Every person is beautiful in this movie. That's what I think. The casting was absolutely off in this thing.
Well,
Not that they were bad actors, but that the characters themselves were just poorly casted in showing us a plethora of people that would be of this caliber to pull off a job like this, or the jobs that they are doing. They're all too young. They're all too pretty. I thought Kingpin was underused and just weird. I still don't know what his job was other than just being there.
Yeah.
For really either of the heists that they show in here. So I didn't like this movie, y'all. I thought it was lazy. Even the graphics alone, the plane, it's the coolest part, honestly, was the sunroof on the plane.
Yeah.
And that's about the only thing I'm going to probably ever take from this movie is how cool would it be to have a sunroof on a plane. And other than that, it's forgettable. And hopefully I'm not forced to see any more of these.
You mean Netflix movies? Because we have to admit some of the Netflix movies we've seen have been actually pretty good.
Oh, absolutely.
Extraction was
Extraction comes to mind.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Both of them were great. Yeah.
Remember Highwaymen, the Bonnie and Clyde flick? Like that was a Netflix original. That movie's
certainly there's some effort put into some of these other movies, but this feels like if we think Michael Bay is bad, this is like his third cousin once removed with half a budget. It just I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Well, my first 5-word review is do you even lift, bro?
Nice.
Because this movie is called Lift, and I don't think it does much. So that's why I said, do you even lift? And then secondly, I mentioned this to you yesterday, as I'd only seen about 40 minutes of it, maybe 35 minutes of it at the time we talked. This is a made for big screen episode of Leverage.
Okay.
Yeah.
With worse graphics. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with everything Sam said. I mean, it's kind of fun at times. Like it did keep my attention, but it kept my attention for the wrong reasons, I think.
Yeah.
Because I kept waiting for something to happen. Does that make sense? Like
something interesting or something new.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't. Okay, so the kid from Spider-Man,
Innate.
Yeah, Innate.
Yep.
I know that he was the part of the first heist, but it kind of sets up a story kind of along the way later on. If that even makes sense to some people. Maybe it's too new of a thing. Maybe an NFT is something that I just don't understand because I'm too old.
Well, none of us understand it, and it's already gone.
That's the point. The fad's already gone. They're about a year too late.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because like when you're writing this movie, right? If you're shooting it in 2023, that means you're writing it in 2022. So when they're writing this, NFTs were the thing in 2022.
Right.
So it makes total sense if you remember, if you pretend that this movie is set in 2022, it makes total sense.
Right.
But for 2024, it doesn't, because NFTs lasted about 6 months. I mean, it has a worse shelf life than guacamole. I mean, it
wasn't the greatest idea to begin with, but
it was a really dumb idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was only in the movie for a minute, and then he's kind of like a hopping man, sort of. Even though it did kind of help set up a little bit, and then I feel like there could be 2 or 3 more episodes of this and actually work out a lot. If this were an episode of Leverage, probably would be better if it were broken down. Maybe like with those characters.
Flesh out the characters. Come
Right,
on. Give
right.
us some arcs. Give us something that they're doing that makes, there's a reason why we all love Serenity and Firefly. It's the characters. It's not even the story. It's the characters. This movie doesn't make you care for any of these people.
Right. Not at all.
Yeah. And I'll say this about that. And you've made reference to Leverage a few times, and Sam, I don't think you've watched Leverage.
No.
And which is fine. It's just a popcorn TV show. It's a good time. It's one of my favorites, and it's one of those shows that I rewatch just randomly because it's an easy rewatch. But like you compared it to, or somebody compared it to Ocean's 11. Like this is a poor man's Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
What Ocean's 11 does really well, other than the other big thing is to remember, Ocean's 11 is a longer movie. This is only an hour and 40-minute movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a short
more.
movie.
Yeah.
So in that movie, you have a chance to flesh out the characters more. But I mean, like if you think about in that movie, we literally are introduced every character kind of one at a time, and then we have moments with them individually, with interacting with Brad Pitt or George Clooney, so that you can build a relationship with them and care about them. This movie is about Kevin Hart and Abby, and that's it. It's them two, and these other people are featured extras.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they are.
And Abby is a character I could not get behind. She drove me nuts. And she doesn't earn her arc. Like all of a sudden she's decided she's part of their crew, part of their plan. She starts out this movie as a hardcore agent for Interpol, right? And she all of a sudden turns 180 degrees on the organization because she finds out they were going to shoot him out of the sky. That's it.
Well,
I think that there's a certain, I mean, you think about any other CIA or spy type movie. Okay, we're going to shoot them down. Part of the job. So that's what you signed up for. Like, sorry, you're expendable. Maybe.
Yeah. And maybe Interpol is supposed to have a nicer light to it than, or a nicer, we think, well, it's not entirely but like when you think like CIA, that kind of stuff, you're like, yeah, I can kind of see, like, because that's how movies have portrayed it. I don't know much about Interpol, honestly, other than a few movies, and also, frankly, Leverage. Interpol is used, but other than that, I think so. This movie only has 2 bad guys, right? John Renault at the end, and Sam Worthington, who was her boss, right?
Right.
He's a bad guy. He's an antagonist. And so, to your point, Sam, where she 180s at the end, I don't think it's only because he was the one pushing to shoot down the plane. I think it was, him coming in saying, "I'm taking over your thing, and there's nothing you can do about it." And then his kind of racist comment to Kevin Hart, and then like it builds up for him. Like he really is. Him and her are the only 2 with character arcs, and really his arc is just being a greater douchebag until the end of the movie, where she gets to punch him, and then her arc is, I'm a cop, now I'm not. And she does the trope of, she literally hands him her back. The only way, if she would have had a gun and could have handed it to him, it would have fulfilled the trope. But it was a trope. He was a police boss that yelled all the time. Trope.
Yep.
She handed in her badge. Trope. This movie is very tropey. So
and this movie is very green screeny in a bad way.
Yeah.
I'm just, I usually, as we do our review here, I go through and look at pictures, or I rewatch the movie quietly in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at picture number 8 excuse me, number 9 on IMDb, and it is the worst green screen. I think, and I don't know how I didn't notice it in the movie as we were watching it, but it's not good at all. And then they're out on the ice, and the plane's behind them. And if you look closely at the bad guy in the back, the henchman or whatever he is in the back, you can actually see green reflected off of his bald head. I mean, it's not good.
No, that is pretty bad. But yeah, honestly,
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Like that.
This is number 9 on the actress Abby's.
It's like 17 or something.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care about that. The other parts of the movie that I care about that annoyed me are some of the things you guys mentioned, like Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah,
99% of the movie, he's sitting in a chair doing nothing.
Yep.
But for him, this was an easy paycheck.
I'm sure it was.
Well, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
but you know, and he potential, right? He could have been a really cool character from what they introduced him as.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to be interesting.
No,
he wasn't. He wasn't. The only character that was somewhat interesting was the happy-go-lucky safecracker.
Yeah,
who was
because
at least had a personality.
Yeah,
but you know what? When he was left behind on the ice there, I was okay with the fact I had made peace long before that he was going to
get shot.
And I was like,
hey, at least there would have been stakes, right? At least there would have been some sort of repercussions for what they're doing.
The thing I'm getting at is I did not care. Like, I was like, all right, well, maybe that'll.
All right, let me tell you the one thing that really took me out of the movie and made me angry. And don't forget, I've been in a bad mood these past 2 days for various reasons. The Venice scenes, specifically the boat scenes in Venice. There's a no wake zone in Venice, and it really makes me mad to see boats going full tilt down these aisleways. And yes, they were trying to get away. Yes, they're criminals. But I just get angry at World Heritage sites being destroyed because of idiots in fast boats. So it's the same reason why, boats should slow down in Florida to not hit manatees. Stop driving your boat so darn fast in Venice.
Is that seawall that they
that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Is it a real thing?
That is a real thing. Yeah, I actually saw something on YouTube a long time ago about how they're either creating it right now or it's already there to control flooding in Venice.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. In Europe this summer, our tour guide was from Venice. She lives in Venice. And we talked about that a little bit, about the flooding and everything.
Yep.
And she said, it's not that bad. People are just making it out to be really bad.
It's like Charleston, right? You get a little rainfall in Charleston and it floods some of the streets.
Especially if it's a full moon.
But she did say that, like, tourism there is just destroying the way of
anywhere
life.
Else. Yeah.
Because locals can't live there.
Yeah.
She says everybody you see there that's Italian does not live there at all.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So that was, the speeding boats, and then no plane in their absolute right mind. I don't care what's going on. Is landing on that strip with snowbanks that are clipping the wings and the engines on the sides. It's not going to land. I had such an issue with that. To be, there is no way they would land that plane.
Yeah, that
smaller plane, sure,
said,
The pilot's like, no, I'm noping out of here because that plane is going to explode. The wings are going to get torn off. It's going to crash in snow like that.
I think the whole plane deserves a hopping man because it just sits there.
Right.
Like
a full plane of people. It's just there.
We're just sitting there. Like because for the rest of the movie, D'Onofrio is just sitting there and she's still on her laptop with Wi-Fi. And it's I know this is a remote, and that was the point.
I didn't think about that because when it did cut back to them, it was like they were still in the air. I mean, it looked like a normal plane.
Yeah. They were still just hanging out. Like no one told them to evacuate. And again, I know it was a remote runway for the purpose of the film, but like it's there are no emergency services. Like no one's evacuating. No one's running by them to check. Like it made no sense. It's just they're just in a parking lot. They might as well have just been at the McDonald's eating burgers. It was.
And we all knew coming into this movie there was going to be some sort of twist with the heist, right? There's always, number one, a problem goes on, right? A problem happens during the heist that you're going to have to overcome.
Sure.
And number two, there's a twist that isn't revealed to the audience until the very end of how they got something. So we knew the gold was somehow going to get stolen again, or it was going to happen that way. I swear it was going to be in a plane switch, or literally
you expected it to be something more than it was.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was you find out that they just switched the stack of gold with some painted lead, and that's not really exciting, but okay, it was easy, so let's just do it. Like it didn't have enough for me.
And when did this happen? Right? Certainly it dropped out of the plane, right? I'm sorry, spoilers, right? It drops out of the plane at some point, but I didn't see a time where the cracker could get all of that done between the time he cracked and the time he's caught. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So they treat us like idiots, and they don't make it
problem
feasible.
is the weight of the gold. Because I looked it up. $500 million in gold weighs 7.8 tons.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If 8 tons leaves the airplane, they're gonna know about it. The plane's gonna rise up. You know what I'm saying? Like
at one point it did show the plane did dip, or
it had a couple shutters, and they had a couple.
Yeah. Right, there was a thing, but when you lose what is that? 4 Toyota trucks, out of your cargo space, you're going to have issues.
And when we see on screen the turbulence, or what the plane shaking, it's while he's cracking the safe.
Yeah,
because he's there, and we see the laser trying to stabilize or whatever.
Yeah, there's not a really good letting us know that because the fight is happening upstairs.
Yep.
Right? Like that's where all the fight is. And here's the weird part. There are 4 henchmen total. There's 2 in first class. Oh, sorry, 5 henchmen. There's 2 in first class and 3, right? 5?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. There's 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. There was the weird creepy dude from Batman, Dark Knight Rises, kind of the main henchman. Mm-hmm. And then he had 2 guys with him. So while Kevin Hart and the agent are upstairs in first class fighting, these 2 are, I don't know what the 3 of them are doing. They're having the in-flight snack because they're not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? They don't. Eventually, they get their weapons and say, "Well, let's go downstairs." But again, there's a lot happening down in the belly of the plane before they get down there. So yeah, the timing is a little weird. If somehow they could have been distracted from going down, and I know that they did something. They said we need to distract them somehow to get them from going down. I can't remember what it was. Obviously, it's not very memorable because I don't remember it. You're not, and I knew there was. You're right. I knew there was going to be a flip. I knew there was going to be a way that they were actually going to get a chance to steal the gold. Like I knew all that stuff was happening. The way that they do it in the movie was fine. It didn't. I was like, okay, that's fine. That's kind of nice. I honestly thought the flip was going to be before the gold actually never gets on the plane.
Yeah.
I thought like somehow they bribed the truck company to switch the gold with the fake gold,
which would have been really clever. It would. I mean,
like they go back to the original airport and they just walk into the hangar and like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
You know, instead of now they have to go into the water of this lake somewhere, and
which ties it to their first heist, right?
Oh, it's all back to water, and you're right. It does. Here's my 5 review, real quick. Sorry.
Oh wow. Okay. Sorry.
It happens. No worries. Fun heist film with no stakes. Sorry, comma, no stakes. Fun heist film, no stakes.
Steak.
Oh, I could do a steak right now.
I could too.
Yeah.
And cartoon level villains, predictable plot.
Yeah.
So those are my two.
Well, sorry to interrupt you, but you guys have both said you saw the last twist coming. I didn't, and here's
really?
why. Here's why. I literally thought the movie was over before we saw the switch, because I thought, okay, this movie has just sucked so badly
that they're not going to go there.
They're going to end it right here, and they're not going to go there. That's really what I thought. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, so the movie does a trope that I mentioned 100 times on this podcast, and we're at 463, so 100 times is actually quite possible. The characters are acting out of character because everyone on the team except Abby is aware that Luke isn't coming. That was always part of the plan. So who are they acting for?
I guess they were doing I mean, the reason here they were acting for Abby. Sorry,
but why?
Because they couldn't trust her yet. They didn't know if she was totally on their side.
And then that's fine, and I'm with you there, and that does make logical sense. They don't know if they can trust her fully, so Luke doesn't come along, so he is out of the whatever. But it just it felt like the rest, like the only person that needs to act is Kevin Hart, but the rest of the team is like, oh, bummer, like their act. It doesn't make sense to me. So that was. And also the fact that everyone has a gun on an airplane, that brought me out more than anything. It's like it's like, okay, we can sneak on. It's not a bomb; it's a transponder, right? But like it looks like she's like, oh, that thing looks like a bomb. Well, yeah. Well, if we can take it apart, we can rebuild it with whatever. Okay, and it seems so easy to get things on an airplane. Is I guess my point. So I don't know. It just, I mean, if you guys have an hour and a half to watch, to kill, if you want to watch a movie it's fine. I guess watch this movie, but go watch The Italian Job. It's a better movie.
Yeah, any of the Ocean's movies, you know.
And I think the other problem is because again we've made several mentions to Leverage, and they do the trope in this movie. Which I kind of like. It's when you get the person and then their job title, like in a freeze frame.
Yeah.
And so, and Leverage does that at the beginning of every episode, so kind of what each person does. If you just randomly turn on the show and it's season 3, episode 2, so you can like, oh, that's the grifter and that's the whatever. So their jobs were different than in the show Leverage. But it's like, man, you know what they really could use on their team? A hitter. Someone that can fight.
Right? Yeah.
That would have been helpful.
And I think that's kind of what Kevin Hart's character was supposed to be able to do.
But he's the boss. Again,
right.
And he's so
and I don't buy it. Yeah.
No.
I mean, he's a built guy. Like he's
strong for his size.
He's in shape. But the guy he's fighting is like 6'2".
Right.
Yeah.
And in other movies that I've seen him in, he was, he's like a soldier, and he was the sniper dude in Sherlock Holmes 2: A Game of Shadows. Like that dude's a big man. He would have killed Kevin Hart quite easily. I feel like, but plot armor and things. Anyway, I don't know. The other thing that kind of took me out of it too was the hacker girl could get into everything
with no issues,
with very little problems. Like at no point does, like there's when they're doing the montage of the planning of the heist, and they're like, "Oh, we need to build a transponder. Oh, how are they going to do that? I don't know. It'll be tough." And then the guy's like, "Oh, I haven't." Like they keep having the safecracker. How am I going to do this? Oh, if we use a stabilizer. Oh, brilliant! Like. They all have problems to overcome. The hacker's just like, oh, you need me to raise the wall in Venice, which I'm sure is under huge levels of encryption. No problem. It just, when you have a hacker that's like even in Oceans has a hacker, but in the Italian Job, right, when he has to hack the stoplights, it was a challenge. It was an obstacle. He's like, yeah, I
Yep.
guess I can do it. And then we get a montage of preparing of the heist, and he's working and working and working and working, and then finally is able to do it. Like there was a challenge, but like she was omnipotent.
Maleficent.
That's what it is. No, that's
yeah,
not.
yeah.
So we
true.
did have an Ursula.
Yeah, I mentioned.
The girl, the actress's name is Ursula, the pilot.
Yeah.
Girl. Anyway, I don't really have much else to say.
I know I was trying to come up with, and I was watching this movie, trying to prepare for the game that I know that is coming, and like I could care less. I had a really hard time looking for details because I felt dumb.
Well, it's all right, and
I was not motivated. Not motivated in the least.
I think the game will be a little bit more fun, a little bit different than Andrew's insanely hard ones. So
okay.
You want to hear some clips?
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, no.
Well, I have some clips anyway. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you do not get to do this. I know you think the art division is some kind of third-rate department.
It is.
But you do not get to come in here and wipe out a year of my work.
That's literally what I'm doing right now. So why don't you just take a seat and let it sink in?
Now, two things.
There was an Australian person?
That's Sam Worthington, who actually is Australian.
Or New Zealand? Is
He's
he a Kiwi?
I think he's Australian.
Don't ask me. Apparently, I don't know where people are from.
It's not apparently. You don't know where people are from.
No. He was born in Surrey, England.
Oh, is he?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Moved with his family to Australia when he was 6 months old.
Okay. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I got to keep reading.
Yeah. We all have that problem from time to time. Yeah, you could hear it there at the end. But my problem with him, his accent, he talks so fast in this movie. It's like even he doesn't even want to be on set. He just wants to get out of there. So
they're all collecting paychecks for
let me deliver my line as fast as possible. I mean, like he's still living on Avatar money. He's fine.
The biggest heist of this movie was the actors getting the money for the characters they played.
Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah,
whatever. But
you're
anyway,
wrong.
This is a little bit longer, but I liked. And it's interesting. So we all thought that because Kevin Hart is in this movie, that this would be a comedy.
Yeah.
Right. And Kevin Hart would be delivering the jokes, and it felt like they went out of their way to make sure Kevin Hart was the one never delivering jokes, and everyone else was. Right. Like Sam Worthington there, and in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you do not get to do this. I know you think the art division is some kind of third-rate department.
It is.
But you do not get to come in here and wipe out a year of my work.
That's literally what I'm doing right now.
So like that's a joke. Like that's a punchline. Mm. And so as I'm watching this movie, I'm thinking, wow, everyone gets to have a funny moment except Kevin Hart. So anyway, here's this bit.
She's Interpol. Are you crazy?
Absolutely not. No disrespect, yeah? But no.
It's a setup.
It's $500 million in gold.
That we don't get to keep.
Yeah, but we get to see it.
What do you want me to say? If we don't do this, we go to jail. She has us on the Van Gogh.
Plus, and not that this should sway anyone, but it's about saving lives.
Saving lives. Lovely.
I don't believe with that.
No. Oh, no. I don't appreciate the emotional blackmail, Cyrus.
This is not emotional blackmail. It's blackmail.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's his only joke in the movie, really. So, we also, again, I mentioned earlier, we need Sam Worthington's character to be a douche so that we would hate him later, and he's a little racist. Here you go.
Choice because no one's expecting anything great from Cyrus and Whitaker. And if you don't do this, I will take away your immunity, and I will bring the whole power of international law down on you and your bunch of misfits. Comprende, homeboy?
Yeah, like we got to add the homeboy to just make him more douchey. And again, that whole line, he's saying it so fast. Slow down, Sam. Jeez, are you like hungry? Like you ready to go get something?
Have a Snickers.
Yeah, slow down. I do like it when movies pretend that they're not movies.
No.
Oh my god.
If it was in a movie, it would go like, hey, let's steal a plane. And then you put your hand in and people would be like, ah!
Stop doing that.
Honestly, it's just awkward.
It felt like a moment.
Read the room.
No, it's kind of funny. By the way, Sam, when you had your arm kind of like that for a moment while your camera is trying to figure out what's you and what's the plane behind you, it made it look like the plane had a tongue hanging out.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
you had
trying to make it work again.
You had asked ChatGPT to make the plane also a dog. This was kind of fun. I like this part.
Keep it moving. I'm just not really a gun guy, so I get a little nervous. I mean, you could have your Second Amendment rights. Do you even have a Second Amendment?
Stop talking.
Okay. Stop talking. Just keep walking. Okay, that is a cool gun. I'm guessing the barrel is carbon nanofiber harvested from a vape pen with liquid propellant. That is awesome. Turn around. Turn around. Okay.
I like that part. That was kind of fun. And then he takes the gun apart and sabotages it, so the guy blows his hand off. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. Although,
but he's not the engineer.
Yeah.
No.
Where did he come up with that skill?
And the thing is, though, with that scene, even though he did that, it all happened so quickly that I didn't even know what happened. I honestly thought he got shot from somewhere else.
Yeah,
like I thought there was a sniper somewhere. You know.
Well, they show after the guy blows his hand off, they show that he had taken apart.
Right. Yeah.
They
I
show
saw that.
Yeah.
But I was like, what did he just take the ammo? I don't understand what happened.
I don't know what.
And meanwhile, Master of Disguise is doing nothing on a plane.
Yeah, he's still just in the plane. Like,
why not all of a sudden have him, help?
Yeah, D'Onofrio could have walked up behind that guy and picked him up because he's huge and thrown him over the side.
Yeah.
Or because he comes across as very effeminate in the movie, beat him with your air can that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the movie, once he talks to the flight attendant and says, "Oh, I'm going to watch a movie," whatever accent he's using, I don't know what it was. He doesn't talk again until the end when Kevin Hart is trying to signal, "Hey, turn on the cameras on the plane and record it."
Yeah.
All he says was, "You know what you have to do." It's not like she had to kill herself or you know what I'm saying? Like he says it with such weight that there's stakes to be. Oh, you know what you have to do. Yeah, I'm gonna like. Oh, something bad's gonna happen. No, as soon as he looked at the camera, telegraphing us, the audience, oh, he's gonna record what's happening, and then it's either gonna get uploaded somewhere or it's gonna be like the police are gonna find out what happened. Like. The movie telegraphed what was going to happen, but D'Onofrio, you know what you have to do, which is a trope also.
Lazy. It's so lazy.
Now, this part also reminded me of Leverage because in Leverage, and Andrew will appreciate this. Aldous Hodge, who plays Alec Hardison in the movie, he's the hacker in the show, not movie, the show Leverage. He loves to make people uncomfortable because sometimes like you're doing a con or whatever and you need to distract someone so you can do something else, so you make people uncomfortable by bringing racism into it or something like that, right? So the guy in the wheelchair, when he does this, I immediately thought of Leverage.
Are you going to notify Jean-Pierre? Sandra, seriously, I'm going to have to start reporting this relentless undermining behaviour to HR. What? You clearly think I'm unable to do my job properly. Is it because of the chair? What? No, because you're constant challenging them in decision-making. It makes me feel attacked and frankly unsafe.
So I did kind of like that part, but only because it reminded me of Leverage.
Yeah.
So
it was the only, I mean, even though it was kind of tropey, to me, that was one of the few really clever moments of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That character was kind of a throwaway character too. Like he helped, get the plane where it needed to go. And disguise the signal and everything, but I don't know. It was just not. I just feel like the whole movie, if it were a series and we explored all these characters more in depth, we would enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they've said it. They say it throughout the movie, but this was the last time they said lift.
You need a lift?
There you go. All right. Who do I think about this movie?
You're an idiot!
Okay, that's fine. Doesn't quite fit the grammar, but whatever.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
All right, time for the game that I invented called Hey, Did You Notice? This is a game where I will ask Andrew and Sam a series of questions about the movie and see if they were paying attention. And with the flip of a coin, which I don't have in front of me, we're going to make Andrew go first because I really want Sam to struggle with question 2. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
So the problem with this particular microphone is it doesn't have a shock mount like my last one does. So like I feel like every time
you move,
every time I need to adjust it, I feel like it's like loud in the recording.
It is. It's ear piercing.
I'm sure it is. And a couple times I've noticed that I put my elbow down, I can hear the boom in my headset. Anyway, question number 1 goes to Andrew. What is Cyrus's bidder card number?
Bidder card?
You know, the card that he uses to bid on the NFT?
Oh, the bidding card. Yeah.
Bidding card, yeah.
The number?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Not only is it seen, but she even says it.
Is it like 318 or
you got there is a 3.
Is there an 8?
No.
Okay. It's 4 digits, right?
Yeah.
Is it 1316 or something like that?
Oh, you're so close. You're so close. All right, Sam.
I want to say it's 1341, but I'm not 100% sure.
You're both pretty close. So you got the 13 right. It's 13.
Yeah. 05. Okay.
Yeah,
1305. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're both pretty close. All right, Sam.
Yep.
There are 3 cast members with Marvel connections. 2 are pretty easy to guess.
Yeah.
Name all 3, and you can just give me like the character in the movie, but like I want you tell me what they are in. What's the Marvel connection?
Well, obviously we've got V8, who's the artist who's in Spider-Man.
Yes.
Him. I want to say I've seen the Safecracker guy in a Marvel movie. No?
Nope.
Oh, well, obviously Vincent D'Onofrio is Kingpin.
Yep.
But has he been in a movie? I don't think he's been in a movie yet. He's just been in the show.
He's just been in the TV show. But yeah. Just any kind of MCU.
Any Marvel connection.
Any Marvel.
Oh, okay.
And then
those are all MCU stuff too. So
yeah. And then Abby is a character. Oh God, what does she play? She's something in another Marvel movie that I can't remember now. She's the voice of something. I don't know. Andrew, steal it.
She's Renslayer in Loki.
Renslayer. Thank
it.
you. Dang
That's it. Good job, dude. Andrew gets the point.
Wait.
Well, I get a third of the point.
Yeah, but you knew the other 2. We all knew the other 2 because we made references to during the episode. So
yeah,
I knew that we all.
By the way, have you guys seen the season 2 yet of Loki?
No, I'm so behind on everything.
It is so good. It is
very good.
So good. Like it has saved Marvel for me for a little while. I mean, it is that.
And
good.
if you haven't checked out Echo,
Echo's also I enjoyed Echo as well. Yeah,
it's good.
I don't know how you guys have time to watch TV
because we're not watching reruns of the same show.
I'm not either. Not during my off time. I'm not.
It's because I don't sleep. Never.
I don't understand. Like as soon as I'm done with this, then I'm gonna do a little more podcast, and then I'm gonna go to bed, and then I just don't understand. But see, also saying you only work like 4 hours a day, so you have time to watch.
I mentally, I work 24 hours a day.
Yeah. All right. We're back to Andrew. All right. So what? So we're saying Andrew gets a third of the point. Sam gets 2/3.
Sure.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Somebody is keeping score, right?
I think that's where we are. We're a third and 2/3.
A third and 2/3. I guess you're right. That was just question 2. All right. Andrew, there are 6 members of the crew, not including wheelchair man. I don't know his name. There are 6 members of the crew. Name their jobs.
So we have the boss.
Yep.
We got the hacker.
Yep.
We've got the master of disguise.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. It didn't work because she caught him.
No.
Yeah.
We've got the safecracker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
We got the pilot.
Yep.
And what is the bearded guy's job? Like logistics? Is he the one that orders the napkins and plates for the banquet? Gosh, what is his job? I don't know.
Let me get a sixth of it. Let me get a sixth.
Okay.
Point. He's an engineer.
He's the engineer. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's I don't believe in that.
So Andrew. Oh Lord.
All right. Sam.
Hold on, I'm trying to do the math in my head.
He's doing the math. Yeah.
A third plus
a sixth.
Sorry, 2/3 plus a sixth.
Oh,
right. So we've. Yeah.
All right. And I have 5/6.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam.
Yeah.
What is the name of the bar where they meet the airport guy? The wheelchair dude.
Oh, isn't that the Blue Oyster?
Yes. No, that's not the Blue Oyster. Andrew?
I have no idea. Lift.
Yeah. It's called the Crown Saloon.
Crown Saloon.
I was going to ask you what was there was like a name plate or something behind the two of them in their booth.
Oh, I know what that says.
Yeah. What was it?
It says matches.
Yeah, matches, which was I thought that was so I thought that was the name of the bar. So when I scroll,
I know what that is.
What is it?
Do you know what this is?
No.
I know this. Okay, well, I know this because I made a faux pas. And if you're listening and you ever go to Europe and you see a word like on a nameplate attached to a seat, don't sit in it because somebody is renting and paying for that booth, so that every time they come to that restaurant or that establishment, it's always open for them.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to the Hofbrauhaus in Munich.
Yes.
In Germany, and I sat down with a bunch of Americans, and we didn't know any better. And the waitress came over and she said, "Well, she said, and the place was packed, right? And it was the only place we had to sit. And she said, well, I'm going to let you guys sit here because I don't think this person's going to be in here today, but usually they're here every day." And I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah. It's for the usual customers.
Back to you, Andrew.
By the way, Andrew is leading 7-6 to my 5/6.
Okay.
So Andrew has a point and a sixth.
Okay, I like it. Andrew, what town was the test water the attack that first that they do the water flooding place attack? You know what I'm talking about?
What
town?
They're
watching. No, so they're watching the news, and the hacker people do like they flood this town, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, this is just a taste of what they can do. They did it as a way to prove to Jean Reno that they could do this kind of thing. Like 12 people died.
Was that in this movie?
Yeah. The news reports.
They're watching TV and it happens. And there's
that's right. That's right. It was the news report.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I remember now. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know the city.
Sam?
Barcelona.
Oh, you're so close. You were so close.
Was it Madrid?
It's Madrid.
Oh, I was so sure it was Barcelona.
Oh, you were so close.
Oh, same thing. Same thing. It's the same name for the dang.
Well, you said name of the town, and I thought a town is a small thing. At Madrid's
name
a big
of city.
Madrid.
Okay, sorry.
Got it.
All right, here's the last one. You guys can work together. I just want to see if you can figure it out. So when they need to get this is the sixth one, but so when they need to get the transponder onto the plane, they take it apart and put it in common household items that they can carry on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
There are 4 items shown in the movie.
I know one of them was a hairdryer.
Yep.
I want to say another one was a radio of some sort.
No.
Maybe it looked like a radio when they pulled it out. No, I remember the hairdryer. That's the only one I remember.
Okay.
Andrew?
There was a hairdryer.
Yeah.
What about like a mug
vibrator.
of some sort of, what's her vibrator?
No, there was. It was
a vibrator. Yeah. That was the joke. Like the dude, like
Right.
Magnuson or whatever, like he's looking at it, it's this like little magic bullet. And he's like, whatever. So that's number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't
laptop?
know.
No.
Yeah, because it wasn't like obvious things that you would think of.
Especially the hairdryer. Do they let you bring
Yeah.
hair dryers on a plane? That's
They
why
do.
that stuck out in my head.
But when you X-ray a hairdryer and you see all these parts in there, like
So the third item was a DSLR camera.
Okay.
Oh yes, yeah, I remember now.
That's right. They took the lens off or something, right? Isn't that where they? Yeah. Okay.
Now here's the weird one was the 4th one. So the movie they only hand, this was for you, pink hair dryer. This is for you, camera. This is for you, vibrator. But there's a shot that looks down and there are 4 items on the Lazy Susan, and the 4th one looks like an Xbox controller in like a case, like if you were gonna put an Xbox controller in the carry-on case.
Yeah.
I guess if you were going to play maybe on your phone or something.
Okay.
That's what it looked like, but it's hard to tell because it's an aerial. It's looking down at the thing. So I would have taken, if you would have had to have paused it on that part, which of course is what I did.
That was another part of the movie I just didn't understand, like how they got all those things into the bathroom ahead of time so that they could go and reach up and get the things that they needed. Like,
yeah. There's a lot of that kind of stuff too in the movie. Just we have access to things because the movie says we do.
And that first class bathroom, I don't know if that's real, but I've been in a lot of airplane bathrooms, and I can barely turn around. That's a pretty big.
That's
bathroom.
huge. Well, it was
you saw that first class too, though.
Well, that's true. Yeah, it was like 3 people sitting in first class.
Yeah. We could have played disc golf in that first class. I mean, it was very spacious.
It's not quite the one that's in The Wedding Singer. It's not quite that first class, but
so
we let our first class passengers do pretty much whatever they want.
All right, time for again. I don't have that clip anymore. Time for this. There you go. This is where we're going to give the movie a score from 0 to probably not higher than 5. So, Andrew, you go first.
Yeah, IMDb says 5.5 out of 10, but I can't go that high because it's just not good. I'm going to say a 3.2 out of 10.
Wow, 3.2.
Yeah, I don't ever want to watch this again.
When was the last time you went that low? I gotta
It's
scroll
been a
back.
long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a really bad movie.
Let's see. You gave Star Trek 5 a 4.2.
Yeah.
You would rather watch Star Trek 5 than this. That's
I
funny.
would.
The last time you went anything lower than that was Watership Down.
Yeah.
That was a year and a half ago. So there you go. All right, cool. Sam?
Yep. I'm not going to go quite as low, but it's still pretty bad. I'm going to give it a 4.23, 4.23 out of 10. So 4.3 or 4.23 Toyota Tundras falling out of the sky from a plane.
Okay. For what it's worth, you have been that low more recently, as in you hated The Covenant that we watched, Guy Ritchie's The Covenant.
That's right. Yep.
4.28 you gave that. So
yeah, and okay, that's about comparable.
And then Shotgun Wedding, I think, was the last 4 movie. You've had a lot more 4s.
Yeah.
Recently, you also gave Into the Woods a 4.
Yes.
So you gave, what was this, a 4.23?
Yeah, 4.23.
Yeah, you liked Morbius just a little bit less than this movie. That's funny. I'm actually gonna give it a 5. I didn't hate it. I probably won't ever watch it again. I can't imagine that I would. But there's some stuff that were kind of fun. I like a heist movie. I like heist movies, but and I like this director, so I'm not quite sure what happened here, but I think a lot of it, I don't know. I think Kevin Hart is miscast personally.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen.
I think he wanted a vehicle to get out of doing a comedy for once, and this one just wasn't it.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say for once, because he's done not comedies, right? What was that movie with Bryan Cranston where Bryan Cranston's like in a wheelchair and he's like the caretaker?
Driving Miss Daisy?
Sure. It's something
Breaking
like that.
Bad.
It's a remake of another movie like that, but it's a serious role for him. I don't
remember that.
Yeah, it's a serious role.
That's his name?
No.
No, that was his name.
Cyrus.
movie.
Cyrus was his name.
Yeah.
Central Intelligence.
No, that's not it. Nope, that's
Secret
not
Life
it.
of Pets.
Probably.
I was full on set to blast this movie for Kevin Hart just being Kevin Hart. I really was. So I at least was surprised in that way that it wasn't just another annoying, angry short man film.
Am I thinking of the right movie?
Actor? Yeah, I think you are.
You think I am thinking of the right movie, or that I'm not?
No, I think maybe you're thinking of a different movie.
Who's Breaking Bad? What was his name? Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. Yeah.
I just said it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure this out. I know listeners are probably like, just move on.
Just edit and post.
Yeah. Now I can't spell Bryan Cranston. My God.
B-R-Y.
Yeah, B-R-Y-A-N. There it is. I kept spelling. Brian wasn't my problem. Cranston, for some reason, was an issue. All right, actor.
Excuse you.
Was it did you hear that? What is this movie called? Gosh dang it, it's gonna drive me crazy. The Upside. That's what it's called. It's called The Upside. Kevin Hart, Bryan Cranston. A comedic look at the relationship between a wealthy man with quadriplegia and an unemployed man with a criminal record who's hired to help him.
Huh. So it's still a comedy.
Well, it's got Kevin Hart, so there's a little bit of comedy, but it's not a comedy. So it's one of those. Let's see if Kevin Hart can do. Well, I guess it is a comedy. Good gracious. Every trailer I saw for it, it looks like super. It looks like how Will Smith did The Pursuit of Happiness. Like it's like that. Like that's what I thought it was. But the People's Choice Award is nominated for favorite comedy movie. So I guess it is a funny movie. I just assumed that a dude in a wheelchair wouldn't be a very funny movie. All right. Well, looks like I need to check my assumptions. All right. Well, that's it. That's the show. That's all we're gonna say about this movie. And I guess here is where I'll tease what we're doing next week. And Sam asked for it, so here it is. Next week we're doing the Barbie movie.
Oh, I asked for it.
You did.
Oh, okay.
So we're doing the Barbie. Got nominated for a few Oscars during the Oscar season here, and yeah, I mean, and I think you said we should also, Oscar season's coming up, and we could do Oppenheimer, but it's like a 3-hour movie, and I don't think any of us really are yearning for that.
Not really.
So we're gonna do the Barbie movie.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, and nominated for 8 Oscars. So there you go. There's just I do like all of the it's like, oh, it's nominated for 8 Oscars, but not for the director and not for Margot Robbie. And someone said that's like literally what the movie
or
is
Greta
about.
Gerwig, the director.
The director, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do next week. We're doing Barbie. So stay tuned next week for that. In the meantime,
Maybe
go to
we
our
shouldn't
website.
say we're doing Barbie. That's weird.
Yeah. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Oh, speaking of nothing. So last week, you know how we did Renfield, right? With the ska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's was it Renfield? No,
Yeah.
It was Weird 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
I posted the video on YouTube, and within minutes, I get an email saying that the movie has been tagged for copyright because of apparently there's a clip that I pulled that has, you can hear parts of Michael Jackson's Beat It in it. So it says it's not a copyright flag. It's just some territories won't allow the video. So we have one of our episodes that's been banned in Turkey, and now our Weird Al movie episode has been banned in Russia. So if you're a listener in Russia on YouTube, you can't watch that episode. Sorry.
Well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. Speaking of YouTube, go to our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. That'd be really cool. Also, go to our website, cheapseatreviews.libsyn.com. There you can find links to our social medias and other places. And again, leave us a review. It would be really, really, really nice if you left us a review, because we haven't had a review in a long time. So go do that. That'd be really nice. And if you have anything you want us to do, feel free to I mean, again, a listener asked us to do Renfield, and we did it. Even as much as I knew that Andrew would not enjoy it, we did it. So,
but I did like it better than Lift. So there you go.
Yeah.
There is that. There is that. So actually you liked it 2.2 points more.
Yeah.
On our scale. So yeah, and you're not wrong, guys. We've actually had some we've had a pretty good run of pretty good movies here. So
we're bound to have a bad one eventually.
Yeah, we needed. Yeah, I had no idea how bad this was going to be. I just picked it. So February is wide open. Don't know what we're going to do for that month yet. So we'll fill it with some fun
DC
stuff.
month.
Is that what we're going to do?
I don't know.
We mentioned it. We should do it. I'm here for it. I also know Sam wanted to do Saltburn. I know you wanted to do that.
Yeah. I also saw recently No Hard Feelings.
Ah, yeah.
What's that?
That's the Jennifer Lawrence movie on comedy.
Oh, is that the where she's like being paid to
to
seduce the dude?
Seduce the kid. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That looks fun too. All right. Anyway, go to our website and do all that stuff, and I really appreciate it. And that's it. That's our show. So next week we'll see you for Barbie. And on behalf of Andrew and Sam, this is Sean saying thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next week for Barbie.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.